Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this January 24, 2023. I hope everybody's having a great Tuesday, and hope everybody's having a great evening this evening as well. If you like my weather forecast, like my weather content, like my forecast that I'm giving out on here, please hit that subscribe button. Love to have you on board. And also, if you can click the like button and also share my videos so that way more people can see my content and try to keep you ahead of these severe weather situations that's popping up frequently across the United States. Okay, well, let's dive into the forecast, and we're looking at the storm report so far. We have 10 tornado reports over southeast Texas and a couple here in Louisiana. Right now, we do not have no wind report at this time, so only thing we got is tornado reports for this region here. Okay, watches. The only watch we have in effect is for south and southeast Louisiana, around the New Orleans area and St. Charles area. Not the only watch we have in effect for now, but that could change. That will change over in the coming hours. Okay, now we're going to take a look at day one outlook here. Here we go. We still got that enhanced risk of severe weather, also the slight risk and the marginal risk along the Gulf Coast states. Still got the enhanced risk from southeast Texas all the way over into the Panhandle of Florida, the slight risk in the yellow. The green is marginal risk, and the lighter green is general thunderstorm, but cannot rule out an isolated severe thunderstorm in the light green area as well. Okay, let's take a look at your cities before we move on. If you're in the marginal risk, this includes the cities of Corpus Christi, Texas, Montgomery, Alabama, Jackson, Mississippi, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and the Woodlands, Texas. And the slight risk area, this includes Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Panama City, Florida, Augusta, Texas, Rosenberg, Texas, Opolis, Louisiana. And the enhanced risk is Houston, Texas, New Orleans, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Mobile, Alabama, and Pasadena, Texas. Okay, now the tornado perimeter is the 10% in the yellow hatched area, 5% in the brown, and 2% in the green. Okay, and here's a look at the cities included in the 2%. Montgomery, Alabama, Victoria, Texas, Dalton, Alabama, Maturin, Mississippi, Spring, Texas. 5% is Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Rosenberg, Texas, Apellis, Louisiana, Bay City, Texas, Humble, Texas. 10% is Houston, Texas, New Orleans, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Mobile, Alabama, and Pasadena, Texas. Okay, and now here's a look at the wind. We have 30% in the red, 15% in the yellow, and 5% in the brown. And the following cities included in the 5% are Corpus Christi, Texas, Montgomery, Alabama, Jackson, Mississippi, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and the Woodland, Texas. 15%. This includes Houston, Texas, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Pasadena, Texas, Lafayette, Louisiana, Beaumont, Texas. And in the 30% range, here is the New Orleans, Louisiana, Mobile, Alabama, Metairie, Louisiana, Gulfport, Mississippi, and Kenner, Louisiana. Excuse me. And the hail is 5. And this includes the cities of Houston, Texas, New Orleans, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Mobile, Alabama, and Jackson, Mississippi. Okay, so this includes day 1 outlook, and here's we're going to take a look at now at day 2 outlook. This includes slight risk of severe thunderstorms and severe weather from the Outer Banks of North Carolina, sliver of Southeast Virginia, back through the PD region of South Carolina, portion of central South Carolina, central and southern Georgia, and northern Florida. The marginal risk also extends from the Outer Banks of North Carolina and also portion of Southeast Virginia, all the way back through North Carolina, portion of central and upstate South Carolina, all the way back into central Georgia, all the way back down into the panhandle of Florida, and a little sliver here south of the slight risk in central Florida. And general thunderstorms are expected in the lighter green areas, but cannot rule out a severe thunderstorm anywhere in this light green area as well. Okay, now let's take a look at the cities. We're going to start off with the marginal risk. If you live in Jacksonville, Florida, Virginia Beach, Virginia, Raleigh, North Carolina, Norfolk, Virginia, and Chesapeake, Virginia, be on the lookout. Also in the slight risk area, this includes Tallahassee, Florida, Savannah, Georgia, Fayetteville, North Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, and Charleston, South Carolina. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the tornado probability. We got a 2% chance in the green and 5% in the brown. Let's take a look at the cities included. Okay, this includes 2%, Jacksonville, Florida, Virginia Beach, Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia, Chesapeake, Virginia, and Columbus, Georgia. And in the 5%, this includes Tallahassee, Florida, Wilmington, North Carolina, Albany, Georgia, Jacksonville, North Carolina, and Dothan, Alabama. Okay, the winds. Okay, the 15% in the yellow and 5% in the brown. And here are your cities. 5% is the following: Jacksonville, Florida, Virginia Beach, Virginia, Raleigh, North Carolina, Norfolk, Virginia, and Chesapeake, Virginia. 15%, this includes Tallahassee, Florida, Savannah, Georgia, Fayetteville, North Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, and Charleston, South Carolina. And as you've seen in the hail report, less than 5% in all areas. Since there's nothing going on in day 3 through 8, I'm not even going to worry about showing it. Everything should be pretty quiet for a little while. Okay, now we're going to jump on into the National Weather Service from St. Charles, Louisiana. We're going to be looking at their radar view. This is the latest radar view from St. Charles, Louisiana. And as you can see, there's some thunderstorms, showers producing severe weather, and also flash flooding in the green boxes, severe thunderstorm warnings in the yellow, and also little marine special statements offshore there. Right now we do not have any tornado warnings at this time in Louisiana, just only severe thunderstorm warnings. The tornado watch for Louisiana stays in effect until 1 a.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, so that covers that. And now let's move on to the HRRR model. Okay, triple HR model. Here we go. This is currently at 7 o'clock this evening. That line extended through Louisiana all the way into Arkansas. There's the snow flying over a portion of Missouri, North Arkansas, portions of Oklahoma. As we go forward in time, you see the squall line moving east across Louisiana and then the Mississippi by 9 p.m. As we keep going forward, the line continues to progress into Alabama by 3 a.m. Wednesday morning. And as we continue to progress forward, this is 8 a.m. Wednesday morning, and the line is extending from all the way into Virginia, western North Carolina, all the way back down into the Gulf of Mexico. You can see these little bow echoes. That's where the severe weather. You see these here. That could be any supercell thunderstorm that can produce a tornado real quickly and with little to advance with no warning also in that line. It can occur also. Okay, the snow's still flying over the Ohio River Valley up here, changing over to snow over portions of Virginia. As we continue to go forward, there goes them little sails that's scattered about. That's the one you have to watch out for possible damaging winds and tornadoes in that region, in the Carolinas, all the way back into Georgia. That little squall line, as you can see in southern Georgia, all the way into northern Florida, that's the one that can pack and punch with a lot of tornadoes and damaging winds. Okay, this is 10 a.m. You see most of the activity starting to move into South Carolina, down into Georgia. Alright, as we continue to march forward, 11 a.m. it's in the middle of the South Carolina, all the way back down, almost moving into southeast Georgia and moving into portions of northern Florida. Okay, by noontime, the line extended all the way from Virginia through central South Carolina, all the way down into portions of northern Florida. This is it. If we have any severe thunderstorm warnings, it will be in this line here. Expect tornado watches to be issued for portions of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida as the overnight hours wears on, and again tomorrow morning and lingering into tomorrow afternoon as the line continues to press eastward toward the coastline of the southeast coast. Alright, now we're going to take a look at the radar view across the lower 48. We have little pockets of little scattered activity across the northeast. A few little showers, snow showers, and little pockets of freezing rain and sleet in the northeastern United States. Same over southeast Canada and Michigan. Also over the northern portion of the United States, the plains and the northwest toward Montana and Idaho. And here's that system that's producing the snow on the north side, severe weather on the south. And you can see the little white boxes popping up in Louisiana there and offshore there. Alright, now we're about to move on to the last map here. We're going to be looking at the watches and warning maps across the lower 48. Here's that winter storm warnings in effect for Maine. Well, might as well say we got a long line extended from Maine all the way back to portion of Texas. And then we got the pink is the winter storm warning. The winter weather advisories is the purple. As you can see, the winter storm watches are the little bit of the blue color. And look at all the wind advisories and lake wind advisories across the south and southeastern United States. We have wind advisories and high wind warnings in effect for Louisiana, southern Mississippi, portion of Alabama, and portion of Panhandle, Florida. We have little gale warnings along the coast. We have a fire weather, a red flag warning in effect for southwest Texas. We have high wind warnings also in effect for southern California, dense fog advisory for Oregon and portion of Seattle, Washington, and a few little pockets of winter weather advisories and a couple little winter storm warnings over Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho, and also a little bit over here in New Mexico. But this area right here, this is where you're going to get pummeled with a lot of snowfall from Texas all the way to Maine. So if you're in that corridor there, be on the lookout for lots and lots of snow to fall in your region. Severe weather across south of that line, so just be on the lookout. We may have a little polar vortex may take over portions of the United States coming in the coming weeks. So I will have more on that after all this severe weather gets out of the way and winter storm here gets out of the way. We'll have more detail on that. But if you enjoy my content, my weather forecast, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that share button to get these weather forecasts out the door here, so that way people can get my alerts and also my weather forecast. I hope everybody has a great evening and stay safe out there, and I will catch you back in the next one.